Youngstown Road. Check out their inventory at Globe Autos online. Oh, and be sure to tell them you're a friend of 93.9 The Ville.
This is Drew Diener, and you're listening to 93.9 The Ville, live from the OPC Services Studio.
Listening to Middays with Marcus Maben, broadcasting live from the OPC Pest Services Studio on 93.9 The Ville. Now, here's Marcus Maben and Steve Rummage.
Welcome back. It's Midday with Marcus Maben. 8150, 93.9 is the number. 93.9 is the station. So here's the thing. I need to know.
Kentucky fans are something, man. They're just, they don't.
I mean, where did that come from?
They don't. I don't know, man.
Think about that. Kentucky fan, you got all that talk yesterday. I know you listened. I mean, we saw the numbers. You were listening. You got a full day of that conversation. Here we are. We're talking about what's on the local narrative, the local newspaper. We're talking about having the number 3 ranked class in the nation.
I know.
And, like, did you want me just to keep on talking about the Virginia game?
I don't know, man. They're a different breed.
Just facts only. So, okay, so Steve,
all right,
where do we go from here? Because here's the thing. We were going to do the continuation of the Chris Mack, Coach Mack conversation.
Yeah.
I had a little thought earlier this morning when we saw pictures of Coach Pitino.
Yeah.
Up at Cincinnati.
Mm-hmm.
You ready to see him on?
Yeah. No. That's why I'm a Pituito. That's what I'm needing there.
Are you ready to see him as an assistant coach on the Cincinnati bench?
No, I don't want to see him as an assistant coach, but I'm here for him going around, seeing teams, analyzing teams, and stuff like that. Yeah.
Are you here for him doing the details show?
Yeah. I'll listen to that. Heck yeah, are you kidding me? I'll be all in.
I'd watch that too.
I would.
Are you here for the guy who comes up with the hot take that Chris Mack still hates Cincinnati, so Pitino's going to buddy up with Cincinnati?
No. I'm not here for that at all.
Right. Listen, because I guarantee you're going to hear that narrative somewhere within 100 miles of where you're sitting right now.
Sure. I mean, yeah.
Maybe within 50 miles.
Yeah. Okay. I mean.
Right.
No, I can hear that. Sounds like something stupid you'd hear, but I like it. That's the part of Rick that I want to see.
And let me clean up one more bit of conversation before we move, into our football part of it. Okay. With the Louisville Live coming up.
Yeah.
This Friday.
It's gonna be exciting. Gosh, I can't wait. I got some? I'm taking my wife out. Okay, we've had a baby.
You can't say you're taking your wife out.
Yes.
and it be a Louisville Live.
That's a heck of a date. What are you talking about?
That's a date.
Do you know how many women would be jacked up about going to? I'm going to Louisville Live, and I think I should get at least a little bit of not VIP, but at least some VKIP, like very kind of important person. I mean, so surely I'm going to get a decent seating, get a little access. Like, I mean, like that's a big time date. Friday night? Come on.
Why don't you just go? You know what, Steve?
What?
You know what? Brian, Brian's not even available.
Brian's working.
Dude, sometimes
it's freaking clutch.
Hey, everybody. I want y'all to listen to what's going to happen right now.
Whatever.
Steve, it considers himself a fundamental player, right? A fundamental player in life. A tactic of fundamentals is something called the pump fake, right? The pump fake is like one of the most underrated moves on the planet. And Steve lives by the pump fake. I'm good at
it, too.
Oh, I know you are, Steve. You hear how Steve just turned this whole conversation into how Louisville Live is a great date. Now, fortunately, we have people who turn on this show and don't turn it off. Thankfully, because you'll know exactly where I'm going with this. What has Steve been complaining about in his life? Brian, get on that microphone really, really quick. What has Steve Rummage been complaining about the most? Just the you knowing Steve off the field.
Are we talking outside the Cowboys or?
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah. We're
outside the Cowboys?
like in Steve's life right now. What has he been complaining about?
About just how much is going on. He's got a new dog. He's up all night with the dog, taking it out every couple hours. The baby, the new car,
And
all the payments,
and all it adds
all
up
that cash
to
going
money.
out, the house recently.
Right?
It's a nice house.
All of a sudden, Steve decides that the free Louisville Live is the #1 date in all of the city of Louisville. And I never saw it coming, and I'm disappointed in myself. Every time Steve opens his mouth from now on, people, I'm going to need you to know.
I thought it was clutch.
Treating her.
I thought it was clutch.
Take her someplace nice.
She's excited.
I'm treating you to a free Louisville Live downtown. He talking about, come on, baby, pack your things. I'm taking you to 4th Street Live.
He goes, what? That's a good deal. That's what he
Hey,
said. That's what he
listen.
said.
Oh, they're doing a basketball
Steve
thing
has
here.
been married for 7 years, and he's never taken her to 4th Street Live. And he decides the one time he's ready is when they have a free. What a piece of.
Sounds about right. Sounds about right.
Steve, that was the worst.
It's gonna be awesome.
That was the worst disguised.
Are you kidding me? If my wife
Date.
left me today, it would not be hard to find a girl who wanted to go on a date to Louisville Live with me at 4th Street Live Friday night. There's all kinds of stuff to do.
Texter says it's the #1 date.
Dang right it is. She's the luckiest woman on the planet. She
Brian,
wants to go.
Are we gonna let him?
She
White
wants to
Castle's
go.
on the way home.
She wanted to listen. When are you gonna tell her that this is a basketball
No, she
event?
knows.
And
She
this
wants
is not,
to go.
And this is not just.
This is big time.
Your wife thinks you're going to 4th Street Live.
No, she knows I'm going to 4th Street Live.
That's all she knows. She knows. People, trust me. His wife thinks she's going for a night. She's gonna have on these heels.
It's gonna be
She's
awesome.
gonna have on the nice little shawl. She's gonna be dressed for a nice outing at 4th Street Live.
It's gonna be awesome.
She gonna have the dress on, the what do you call it? The payal dresses
Yeah,
on.
it's gonna be great. I just want. This is all I'm saying. You're turning this into a joke.
Oh, my goodness.
I'm like, Miss Stockwell. Could I please get taken care of? Can I just get okay?
Y'all going to Chuck E. Cheese afterwards?
Oh,
Getting
my
a all-you-can-eat
goodness.
I'm
buffet
just
for
saying.
the kids for
Help
free
me
or
out.
something?
Just help a brother out. All right, trying to impress my wife. I can't go to. What I can't do is go to Louisville Live, and they're like,
Steve needs a restaurant.
Ticket, please. No, this parking is not.
yeah. No, what?
Are
I'm
there
with
any
Marcus.
kids
Is
eat
Marcus
free
here?
places?
Is Marcus here?
Marcus, what up, man? Yo, it's your boy.
Makes my.
Probably won't notice.
Once we.
She has, and
What?
I've been there.
Once that event starts.
Hey, see where the charity go?
Once that event starts, I won't even know I'm married. I'll
Marcus,
be more.
why are you asking me about some girl?
I'll be more
The game's
married
going
than
on.
Aiden the Gahan than I will be my wife when that event starts.
Makes my Groupon date look like.
Yeah.
I can't believe these people. You know what? This is a crowd of people who think this is funny what you're doing, Steve.
She wants to go. Okay.
She wants
She
to go
knows
to
what it
4th
is.
Street Live, Steve.
She knows what it is.
She doesn't know it's free.
I'll take her to eat afterwards when it's over. There's all kinds of places to eat there.
See? And you're another lie. Another lie, Brian.
What?
Steve will not take charity anywhere down with the prices around that area of 4th Street Live. I can see him now. Cattleman's right in Shippensville is where she's going. He's gonna
If
call.
we get out of here, we can
I
make it
was
back to
gonna say,
Cattleman's.
He's gonna call ahead of time and say, "Are y'all still taking orders?" Like, I know him. I know him. He's worse than that dad on Everybody Hates Chris. Oh, we lost Alex right there. I was going to the phone, but okay. So here's, in all seriousness,
Yeah.
Louisville Live.
Uh-huh.
You can have one wish out of it, right?
Yes.
I'll give you the 2 wishes.
Okay.
One, you get Aiden the Gay Hunt, right?
Mm-hmm.
This is an awesome number. That's your number one wish that you get out of this thing, right?
Right.
2. Now think about this. Think about the big picture here. Number 2. You get so many people that they have to shut down streets left and right. Like it's a, like it's a, you know, like it's a, what's just, I'm trying to think of just a crowd, so many crowded streets that you just, you know, like a march, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like a full march.
Right.
Where you get all your drone photos of Louisville and just a basketball scene of 35,000 people trying to get near a court in downtown Louisville.
Yeah. I can see that.
Which one do you take?
Uh,
Or Aiden for 1 year?
Nah, Aiden.
Is there a number that I could give you to sacrifice Aiden?
No. I say because I think what that's going to do, landing that
for years to
recruit
come.
in his first year. That's funny. Sorry, I was reading something.
Obviously.
What I think Chris Mack coming in and sealing up that class in the early signing period, Marcus. Now, of course, he'll probably have another scholarship, so I'm sure there will be somebody was asking on Twitter just now. I was reading that 6th scholarship will probably either be grad, set out guy, or a guy in the spring that Cole Anthony or somebody like that you can.
Jesus.
Well, I'm saying just a guy that maybe you can just go all in on now and say, yeah, if we get him, cool. If not, cool. But for him to be able to lock those 5 up in November when all I heard was, man, we're going to have talent. Going to have 5 years, 7 years, 10 years, 30 years. Louisville's done. You know, yeah, okay.
So you want to stick it to that guy more than anybody?
Oh, yeah.
That guy has
my
so over
God.
the last year and a half,
Yes.
that comment has irritated you more than any other thing.
There is so many people I would like to go up to their car window when this happens and just put my bare butt cheeks right on their door. Right on the window while they're in the car. And just write Chris Mack. Chris, M-A-C-K, right there on the other cheek.
Sure enough. ACK on the other cheek.
Yeah, PPY right there. Right there. I just wanted that because
You're really, I mean, you're.
Oh no, I mean
you make those lewd jokes when you're
yes.
at your angriest.
Yes, and that is where I would be at with that because all I heard is how long it was going to take for Louisville to get back.
Okay, well, did you believe it? Because why does that touch you so deep if you didn't believe it? Because I listen. To me, it was smack
point
talk.
on the text too. The bad start for Louisville football has, in a sick way, I think, helped Chris Mack a little bit and this Louisville Live thing. But
see, I don't know because here's the problem, and this was going to kind of transfer into what I was talking about. Okay, it's September 25th. Okay, let's say you lost to Alabama, right? And you were 3-1 right now.
Yep.
Heading into Florida State.
Yeah.
Florida State playing just as bad as they're playing.
Yeah.
We wouldn't be like stupid. Florida State. See, and this is what happens, and this is why I always call people on it. We wouldn't be excited about Florida State because it'll be another. Look, Drew said it this morning. If you beat Florida State, it's nothing to gain because they suck, right? You only don't lose by beating Florida State.
Unless. Now, you ready for me to derail the show, or do you want to go on?
Let's play.
Unless Jordan Travis named the starter. I think at that point, let me say that a little slower.
They're not giving us enough time. That would be awesome.
Unless
not awesome for all, it'll be awesome for the for the fan curiosity.
Jordan Travis was named the starter. I think,
But you would have to, first of all, before anything, you would have to give me about a 5-minute serenade on that one.
Oh, I will. No, I will. That's one I will. I owe you on that one. I owe you on that one. I'm going on my way to a church camp in Ohio. I was so angry at you
for even the mere suggestion
screaming
that Jordan
about
Travis may be the answer.
Because here's the deal. And this is where I said I'm going to derail the show because this kind of moves us straight. There's no way to really back out of this and go back into the basketball excitement talk.
That's fine.
But I think is where I'm at. Because let me just say, I don't want to sound like I'm just calling for Jordan Travis real quick.
Right.
Is where I'm at right now. Is where I've settled in. And I know it's a week-to-week thing, so you can call me on it. Be like, Steve, last week you said Malik Cunningham.
Yeah.
Earned the start.
Doesn't mean you're wrong when you said it. You know, it was the right move, and it didn't work out.
You either got to go with Puma Pass from here on out and say we're going to learn with him or not, or go Jordan Travis. Malik Cunningham, I'm going to say this now. I think Malik Cunningham's days of ever playing quarterback at Louisville's over. Now, and I don't want Malik to transfer because I think Malik can still be a weapon for Louisville. Mm-hmm. I think Malik's a guy that could move over. This ain't Lamar Jackson.
Yeah, end up being slot.
Seriously, could end up being a slot. Reggie Bonifant.
If he has some decent hands.
Sure. Can do things for us, but I think Jordan Travis and Pass are the same type
Malik's an elusive guy.
Oh, he is. Yeah, I want Malik on the team. And if Malik feels like he needed a transfer because he really wants to play quarterback, I will never fault the kid for that.
Right.
Just like I wouldn't have Reggie. If Reggie would have said, no, I feel like I'm a quarterback and would have went, okay, cool, I got you. But either go with Juwan or go with Jordan. And I do think and Bobby said yesterday, Jordan was definitely an option. Because he was kind of talking about Malik and Pass, and I believe someone asked him in the press conference about, are they the only two options? And he said, no, Jordan looks good, and he's an option. If Jordan Travis was named the starter this week, I think the excitement level on Saturday would go through the roof. You would have Louisville Live, and you would have, and you know what? Maybe you're crushed. Maybe you go right out, Jordan Travis, those 3 picks, and we're like, yeah, we suck. I don't know what to do. But going into Saturday, I think you would have that hope back, and you would say, it is Florida State. It is Saturday. It's a nice day. It's a 3:30 game. Man, if Jordan Travis has got it, maybe we fix it.
But had you been 3-1, people are acting like Florida State's not even a big game now.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, yeah.
So while I get what the texter's saying, I have to say, unfortunately, texter, you should be 1,000% correct. Now you're only 85% correct because the standard of Florida State, or that narrative that gets punched around, you're always fighting uphill for a narrative that Florida State is still team full of players. Right. They're waiting to get together too.
Right.
They're having the exact same conversation we are.
Yeah.
We got to work out some kinks so we can get it rolling. So here's the thing. The Jordan Travis conversation, it can't happen because why would Bobby prepare somebody for somebody other than, why would he announce, hey, get ready to play against Jordan Travis?
Yeah, okay, I see what you're saying. Yeah. Sure.
He would never give Florida State the opportunity to start working on all blitz packages because we know we're going to be going against a full-fledged rookie, right?
Yeah, but if he doesn't name a starter up until game time, I think that tells you a lot.
I think that's still.
No, I think the Malik days are over. The way he talked, for me, the way Bobby talked yesterday.
Malik didn't see anything, man.
The way he talked yesterday, I don't think Malik will ever play quarterback for Louisville again. I think that if he doesn't name a starter, I think it's between Jordan and Juwan.
I agree. Maybe a shorter pass.
Or maybe say you're going to play both. Why not?
You mean Jordan Travis?
I'm going to play Jordan and Juwan.
See, now I would love for him to say, we're going to try to get Jordan Travis a couple snaps.
Yeah.
I'd love that.
Yeah. So we're going to start Juwan.
Right.
But Jordan's going to play.
So while I agree with what you're saying for a different reason also.
Sure.
So how about this?
Okay.
If you say to me, Marcus Maben, that Jordan Travis has a shot to play, I'm gonna go psychological on, a psychology of team, right? Remember, we got kind of, what's going on with that, what's going on with that Malik Cunningham, right? Maybe it wasn't Malik, maybe it wasn't Jawan, maybe it was just we're doing something new now.
Sure.
Okay, because I'm frustrated. We're not moving the ball. I'm frustrated on defense. Like, that could be the thing. Coach just figured out something new, right? But here's the thing. You saw it last year.
Yeah.
And I'm going to tell you where you saw it. The Cardinal bench mob. Think about your Louisville Cardinals going through that crappy season.
Yeah.
And what did we see all the time? That bench going crazy when Jordan got in the game and did something.
Yeah.
When Malik got in the game and did something. When VJ, and I was kind of going with the freshman theme a little bit. When Darius Perry got in, it was so. Imagine if you get a young Jordan Travis in there. Now you got your Tutu Atwell, Hassan Hall. Now you got some young boys like, man, we got to do this.
Yeah.
We all got a chance. Because I know the vibe, and you know the vibe, and everybody listening knows the vibe, where a couple of young studs come in on offense and defense. They're a separate brotherhood. Like, not in a bad way, but they hold each other accountable.
You want a perfect example of that?
I'm listening.
Not comparing, for the love of everything. Alabama.
When they come in with the group
Look at that team right now. Tua was a freshman. The receivers are all underclassmen.
Start over and say that again.
Yeah. Tua come in as a freshman last year.
Right.
Tua's an underclassman. The receivers are underclassmen. Damian Harris is not an underclassman, but Najee Harris is an underclassman. You have a young group of guys at Alabama, and even the ones that aren't underclassmen are Alabama underclassmen, which mean this is their first year playing.
And you're still going football, and I'm going sports.
Yeah.
When there's 3 or 4 guys together in the same class and they're young, right? They link up. What have we said? We need playmakers. We need guys that just need, and we said it. When these young, Marcus Riley, when these young guys, we'll even say the guys who don't play or don't play well gravitate to the freshmen.
Yep.
Because the guys that are not playing well kind of, think they didn't get the same opportunity, and they kind of just gravitate to the young ones.
Yes.
Put Jordan Travis in there.
I know. I agree.
You get these young boys on this team holding each other more accountable than okay, Jeremy Smith wants to go to the league. Jalen Smith wants to go to the league. All these older guys that think they're incumbent to the league, and they sit around talking to Lamar and hitting them up on the gram, and talking to Jair and hitting them up on the gram, and just a couple of OGs. Like I said, they got a different spirit to them. And you can't stop that, people. I mean, you can say what you want. The Bobby should control that, and he should get that out of their head, and you can't get that out of their head, Steve. If you and I play together, and you go off to the league a year or two early before me, you're my friend. These young punks, like when you come in town, you're picking me up in your whatever,
right,
on 27s, right?
Yeah.
You're taking me to root. You know what I'm saying? So that's going to alienate me from the young dudes that I'm still here playing with, because I have a behavior like I'm better than them.
Yes. Yeah.
That's something to watch out for if you put a Jordan Travis in.
And you said you named off Tutu Atwell. You named off Jordan Travis. You named off. We're talking Hawkins. We're talking different ones. What better game? What better game? You know what all those kids have in common, by the way, right?
Where they from, Steve?
They're Florida kids. Hassan Hall.
The reason we won the Sugar Bowl is because our Florida kids.
Hassan Hall's from Atlanta, Georgia.
Same difference, Steve.
No. I am. I mean that because Florida State and Clemson are the only two that really have a recruiting footprint in that area. That's not an SEC school,
right?
So you go back and you start to look at some of these things and you say, what better game? If you're going to infuse and say, look, We're going to infuse some of this young talent, and we're going to say, look,
You got to start it with a quarterback.
I think this is the game to do it, man.
Imagine you go take out Florida State with your young squad.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh my! You know what you can do? You can say, you know what? Bobby's going to get this year and one more.
Yep.
If you see them flying around, getting some touchdowns, doing some young swaggy things, you're in.
Yep.
You're in that, and listen, not only that, that's the footprint we know Bobby of.
Yeah.
Figure it out.
Yeah.
Get him out there. Find out who's the most self-motivated players on this team.
Yeah.
Because I'm not Mr. Rah-Rah get in your face. Some people can motivate you by putting you on the bench. You know, some people can call you parents. You know, some people can say, listen, you're not making it to the NFL, and I know because I've been checking. Let me get to this.
I know.
Oh, my God, we're rolling along, people. Keith, thanks for joining us on 93.9, my man. What's on your mind?
Hey, good morning. You guys are missing two people close to home.
Okay.
One each, Teddy Bridgewater, when he came in as a freshman, and Lamar Jackson in the Auburn game.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, he's going to go one of two ways. I'm all for putting him in. Those two guys had a presence when they came in. They threw interceptions and made their mistake, but they had a presence.
Indeed.
And you could tell they were going the right direction.
Sure.
Now, if Travis comes in there and does that, it's going to answer two questions. If he comes in and plays well, then we're going to say, okay, you know, Malik was fake juice.
Yep.
And David Puma just doesn't have it, and we can take the heat off of Nick. If he comes in and plays horrible, it's just going to increase the heat on Nick Petrino and that side of the ball because it's going to prove what we're all been saying that they're not being coached up.
As it should.
But I think that, you know, I don't see any harm in it. And if he performs well, let's take our lumps with him.
Yep.
And we go into next year with a more experienced sophomore, and you know maybe Bobby gets out of this mess.
Sure.
That's how I see it. But it's going to prove one or two things. I mean, it's going to either go way south or we'll get out of this mess. The way I look at it.
No. Keith, good. Appreciate the call. No, that's a good point because I agree with him. You say, Steve, well, what if he comes in and sucks? Okay, well then we know there's an issue. Because three uber talented quarterbacks should not all three suck. Would you agree with me?
Absolutely.
I mean, like, okay, so yes, then yeah, sure. We know there's an issue. Let's go.
And Steve, I was just getting warmed up with those thoughts. But how about this?
Yeah.
You know what's the quickest way to stop penalties, Steve? The quickest way in life to you want to
go ahead.
The quickest way in life to stop a penalty, people, to stop a penalty plague team, to stop a team who's been making a few mistakes. The quick way to do it is coming up after this ID.
An official broadcast partner of the University of Louisville, WLCL Sellersburg is 93.9 The Ville.
The quickest way in the world to stop mistakes, like our substitutions, your starts, is to simplify the playbook.
100%.
What better
100%.
way to force you to simplify a playbook than have to put in a Jordan Travis?
It's a fact.
Lamar Jackson got his playbook simplified, and you had open people all the time in a simple playbook, right? Variations of the same three formations.
Yeah.
We didn't run out of way. And listen, Bobby said it. Lamar is new to the quarterback position. We find the things he likes to do.
Yep.
That's why when you bring in that backup quarterback against teams, these backup quarterbacks always end up performing better because you shrink the playbook and you say, you have to block this guy or this guy, and that's it.
It's clockwork.
Every single sport.
Every time.
Every single time.
And then that quarterback, Hunter Cantwell. I'm sorry, I don't want.
No, you're
jump
going.
on. We're trying to work on not jumping on each other. All right,
We're going,
but we
people.
just get excited. A guy like Hunter Cantwell, of course he got cracked dorks, but I mean, you have a guy when they come in, you shrink the playbook, looks awesome. All of a sudden, you take the reins. It's like, not as good as I thought.
Right.
Yeah.
Shrink the playbook for Jordan Travis. He's in there. He has 2 reads and go.
Yeah.
He's not waiting. He's not waiting for the second progression. Bobby starts working with his defense. Hey, we can't put our defense in bad positions. It recycles and brings you back to football. We have to win on these 3 plays or we can't. So now it's not on Jordan Travis. Now it's on my left tackle and my guard who want to go to the NFL in a couple of months, right? Yeah. Like give me 2 names, Steve. Like your 2 linemen that you're going to run behind come hell or high water.
I mean, Lucas McNeil, Mekhi Becton.
Okay.
Becton, of course, is a sophomore, but
you get, yeah. Like I'm running behind my studs, and if y'all can't make it happen, don't look back at this quarterback,
right?
Because we have 5 plays, in 5 variations of this play, and one of them has got to work.
Sure.
And I got some inspired young boys.
And I'm going to say this.
And this inspired young boys always make one or two of the veterans come back to playing real football.
Absolutely.
Because they remember what it was like when you didn't care about campus stuff and wife stuff and, all these other things that older college players start getting distracted by.
Yep.
They see how bad these, it's funny because when we're on the radio, the biggest compliment we get from long-term radio guys is how we remind them of how fun radio is.
Sure, yeah, I agree.
Every life, every aspect.
And now this is one I'm going to say, and then we'll get to Jeff. One thing I will say, watching Jordan Travis film, okay? Now, I know, and you can take this one 2 ways. You can go, Steve, that's a good point, or you can go, Steve, come on. You're just saying, okay, and I'm fine with either one.
Yeah, use your brain.
Watch Jawan Pass film. From high school film, like watch recruiting film. Heck of a player, makes plays. Nothing jumps off the page, though. Malik Cunningham, great player, makes plays. Nothing jumps off the page. Jordan Travis, watch his film. Out of the 3 quarterbacks, he makes throws. Seriously, and don't just take my word for it. Please go watch. Homework. We're all family here. You guys give me homework sometimes. I'm giving you homework. Go watch today at some point. High school film, just so it's a comparable. That is the reason I'm saying high school.
He's not that far from it.
Yeah. And Jawan, I mean, it's just comparable. High school kids. Watch all 3 film, and you tell me which one page throwing the.
Hey, Marcus, I see what you were seeing now.
I don't know.
When we go back to look, I'm looking at the highlight film. I kind of see what you're talking about. He looks like a little different kind of like seasoned player.
Yeah. No, he does.
And I said it, Steve. This guy's going to be a big time quarterback.
Because I think we all just kind of went with.
We just went trust Bobby,
Yeah, I mean,
and as soon as you knew Alabama wanted Puma Pass, he got the recruiting bump.
Yeah, and Jawan was good, man. Like, I don't know why he's not performing in the games. Right. Because I think if you just ride it out with Jawan, I'm okay with that option too.
His eyes are just coming down to that's it. Jeff, thanks for joining us on 93.9, my man. What's on your mind?
Hey, guys, I'm going to drop some bombs on you real quick here and just kind of, I don't get to call you guys very often because I'm usually at work right now, but with Bobby Petrino and what's going on with the offense, Bobby Petrino can't be the Bobby Petrino of old that we all know and love without Paul Petrino, and I'm going to tell you why. Bobby's got his sons-in-law, he's got old friends on staff. Bobby doesn't have anybody on staff that will challenge him and get in his face and correct him. He is in control of everything over there, and he's got a weak staff that can't stand up to it. Paul didn't let that happen. When's the last time you watched a Louisville football game, whether it be with Lamar or without? Well, Bobby was our coach in the last 5 years, where you're watching the game,
we're trying a bunch of different stuff, and all of a sudden we hit a play that works. We don't ever go back to it because Bobby keeps going down his enormous playbook looking for something else that's going to work. Nobody reels Bobby in. Paul does that for Bobby.
Jeff, can I ask you a quick question?
Yeah.
Did you ever play under Paul?
Yes.
Okay. I've been under camps with Paul and did some things with Paul too. And I will say I agree 1,000% with everything Jeff's saying. And I'll tell you off air some of the things Paul's told me.
We had that conversation off air.
Right.
Yeah, Jeff, you're saying what we've been saying.
But I just wanted to make that point. I needed people to know what Jeff was saying, that he's coming from a spot where he's watched Paul Petrino in action.
Yeah, I mean, Bobby is a quarterback coach and Bobby is an offensive coordinator. He can be the head coach if he's controlling the offense and the things that are going on. I hate to say this for everybody. Nick Petrino is the biggest wasted hire on the planet of any football team ever. Guy's got zero experience before here. He was a mediocre quarterback himself. He has no business being a college quarterback coach on a top 25 paying salary job. No business being there. The same with L.D. Scott. The same with the linebacker coach. None of them need to be there. They're wasted hires. We need to have coaches in here that can coach our football team. Right now we have an uncoached, undisciplined football team. The other thing is the problem is I don't care who the quarterback is. You can put any one of the three in there, and they're all going to suck. And the reason being is because our center and our guard are probably the two worst football players I have ever seen. I mean, go back and watch the game and go watch the goal line stand that Virginia had against us. We got the ball first and goal. When is the last time you ever saw a center with a guy lined up directly over the top of him that whiffs on his block 3 plays in a row and a guard that misses his block? I can tell you what the call was. It was pro right 34 dive. Easy as it's going to be. It's coming right between the guard and the center. Here comes the ball. Move your guy out of the way. And they both freaking missed 3 times in a row. That's impossible if you're a good football player. That tells me the offensive line coach, I don't know what he's doing. I don't know why he's not taking a freshman and sticking him in there and trying to see who works. The center is horrible. He's more concerned about getting the snap back there than he is about who he's going to block. I mean, it's sorry to go off on you guys like that, but it's unbelievable. I mean, it's just unbelievable to watch. And as a former player, watching this happen and knowing what's been there in the past, go talk to Eric Wood. Ask him a few questions about what he thinks about the offensive line play. We have 2 really good offensive linemen. The problem is you can't just run off tackle all the time when the center lets the frickin' linebackers drive right through every time. It's just literally 2 guys blow up the entire offense. The running backs can't do anything because there's guys in their face, and everybody knows it's going to happen, which tells me that happens in practice. So they're trying to get out. And I think that's got a lot to do with why, Malik would be so quick to run off or not do things, and why Juwan has such a hard time, making his reads and doing things, is because they're worried about getting smashed in the face right away. And, it's all coaching. I mean, if it was me and I was the athletic director, I would have to sit down with Bobby, and I would say, Bobby, I hate to tell you this, you have to fire your entire staff. You have to rehire everyone. And, it's not working the way that it is now. Either that or you resign. Because we look at it, he's got a huge buyout. He's got to get rid of family. He's got to get rid of people in there, and he's got to bring in an effective staff that are deserved of the pay that the University of Louisville is paying this coaching staff. It's unbelievable. If UCF can outcoach the University of Louisville at this point right now and run the same offense that we should be running and run it better, we need a better coaching staff. And I don't say that Bobby doesn't have the ability to do it. I'm saying he doesn't have the support staff around him to get it done. He's got a bunch of yes men working for him, and that doesn't work in college football. Anyway, I'm going to let you guys go. You have a wonderful day.
Jeff, I appreciate the call. I mean, listen.
A lot of what he said there, I think there is truth to. I will say L.D. Scott, I think, is one of the better recruiters. I don't totally agree with him on L.D. Scott, right. but it's okay. We can agree to disagree.
He has an overall opinion.
Sure,
but and here's the thing. I would say if you've watched 2 linemen whiff and whiff and whiff, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like it's almost one of those things like, even if I'm a coach and I see Dang Adele with and say, Dang Adele, stop doing that.
Yeah.
Right? I get what he's saying. Is it a substitution thing or the coach is teaching the things and saying, I have to get you to get this right? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's always hard to decide you're the bigger upside of potential, but I got this guy who I don't really feel like can help me get better.
Yes.
That's where you're at.
Yeah. That's why Rick always had major success with Richard.
Right. And I was going to say this. Even Rick had times where he started off horribly and had to reset.
Mm-hmm.
But it didn't mean he forgot how to coach.
Sure. And I think the same with Bobby. I don't think Bobby has forgot how to coach the game of football.
Right. Yeah. Like I'm okay with all the tweaks. And Bobby said in his press conference, he says, all the criticism, there's some truth to the criticism.
Yeah, yeah.
So it's like when you have the narrative, the assistant coach has got to go. Okay, that's a general sweeping statement. But if you say all those family guys got to go, these are sweeping statements. If you say, I think this coach in particular is letting down his team right here and it's falling over. Like, how can I coach my running backs?
Yeah.
If it's an offensive line coach, then point to that problem.
Yeah.
But then you have to say, my running backs are suffering because of this one coach. You can't just say he's a terrible coach because this guy's a terrible coach.
Well, if the run game can't get going, is that Colby Smith's fault or is that Mike Summers' fault? That to your point, I maybe both. Maybe both. I don't know.
It's always possible that the players suck and the coaches are doing a terrible job.
Yeah,
but the truth is always.
But in recruiting, because see, here's my thing: if it was a recruiting talent issue, then yeah, it's the whole staff's fault. You're not getting players in there. Louisville's got players. Louisville's got talent. Big time talent. I mean, okay, I'll use Kentucky for instance. Right now, if you took Louisville's talent-wise, if you took Louisville's receivers over there, maybe Dorian Baker's the only guy that don't lose his job.
Easily.
Kentucky fans, and I know you're listening, don't act like you're not. Kentucky fans that are listening, would you at least grant me that? Oh, yeah, Benny Snell, sure. Benny Snell.
They would
one of the best players in
pillage
the country.
this team.
Yeah.
They would pillage this team.
Yeah.
If you combine the team, it'll be 80% Louisville players and 20% Kentucky
I would
players.
say 65 or 70. I mean, you can go 80. I mean, I think Kentucky's got some dudes. I will say that. Kentucky's got some dudes on. I mean, Josh Allen, that kid could be a top 15 draft pick.
Yeah.
And he was the best player in the field.
But I said some dudes, but head to toe athlete.
Yeah. Like, I mean, you have talent here is my point. So the recruiting is getting, and everybody keeps pointing to this year's class. Dude, they're signing like 17 dudes. Okay? Like, it's going to be lower. It's going to be ranked lower because they just simply are not signing that many guys this year. But the recruiting, I think, is okay. So if that's not an issue, then I don't know that you sweep the whole staff. But I don't disagree with him on a lot of what he said. With as kid gloves as I can handle that.
Right.
I don't disagree with everything he said.
No, right.
Some people, and it has nothing to do with nepotism.
But you got, right. And see, that's my thing.
Yeah.
I don't like the sweeping nepotism narrative.
Sure.
Point out the guy. You point him out. You tell me why. That's why I wasn't uncomfortable with his call at all.
Right.
Point to a guy. Tell me what he's doing wrong. And then say, okay, this gets fixed.
Yeah. By
this guy not either leaving or getting fired or whatever.
Now start Jordan Travis.
Quick commercial break. Midday with Marcus Baby. 8150 939 is the number. Or 939 the Ville.
Are you ready to sell your home?